children, wives lost husbands, and husbands lost wives, and the communities lost their own. I would like to further extend my sympathies, something I did several times in this parliament and in Masaka, Greater Masaka. I return again to extend my sympathies because at a time when you're supposed to get justice, at a time when you're out to see leaders in the country stand with you to demand for justice for the killings that were visited to your dear ones, then emerges a joker to make it his meal. I want to extend my sympathies to you that it was never our intention that these killings become a joke, and that some joking politician with no idea of your suffering is making a meal out of your suffering, for him to make political capital and live another day to have a meal with his family out of the suffering of your families. Please accept my sympathies. I requested to address the nation this morning through your intermediary. Those who follow me, I am never impulsive and I don't react to every other little matter that is addressed my way or sent my way. So many a time, I let go, I let pass a lot of gibberish and garbage that is addressed to my name because I fully understand the intentions of those who peddle it. This morning, I chose to speak to one matter that arose in the public space yesterday, courtesy of the new leadership headed by Mr. Kyagulanyi Robert, the new president. He was unequivocal in making a very particular reference to my name, my sister on my left, the Honorable Juliet Nakabuye, and other colleagues, Honorable Abedi Bwanika. Of course, you are aware, like the whole world knows, that over the last couple of months, if not years, I have become his pet subject. And I believe a mention of his name, of my name, sends a cold down his spine for reasons I am yet to fully understand. But I had let him time and space to whine and complain and compose poems and songs about me, because I knew that his effort is a business. I believe he has done enough business out of me. I now want to address him and his ilk so that the country can understand what we are dealing with. First of all, he made very particular reference to the terrible murders that took place in Masaka from 2020 through 2021. And he made reference to the fact that he is aware, he was informed that myself and the colleagues from Masaka were part. Of course, when I heard it, my mind skipped a bit. But I had a quick recollection of myself. And to the nation, I have this to say. First of all, I would like to extend my sympathies to the following categories of people. The families that lost their dear ones, during that fracas. Families lost their ones, children lost parents, mothers lost children, wives lost husbands, and husbands lost wives, and the communities lost their own. I would like to further extend my sympathies, something I did several times in this parliament and in Masaka, Greater Masaka. I return again to extend my sympathies because at a time when you're supposed to get justice, at a time when you're out to see leaders in the country stand with you to demand for justice for the killings that were visited to your dear ones, then emerges a joker to make it his meal. I want to extend my sympathies to you that it was never our intention that these killings become a joke and that some joking politician with no idea of your suffering is making a meal out of your suffering for him to make political capital and live another day to have a meal with his family out of the suffering of your families. Please accept my sympathies from the bottom of my heart and from my colleagues here and away. Dr. Bell should have been with us here, but he had an emergency. He also extends his sympathies to these families. Secondly, I would like to extend in a special way sympathies to the family of our departed comrade, Honorable Kyagulanyi. Kyagulanyi, we just buried a few months ago. For what he went through in a prison, suffering in hospital, where some people, again the same people led by Mr. Kyagulanyi, saw him and his suffering as an opportunity to make political capital. Some visited him in hospital to make some money out of his sickness. Some took pictures while he's suffering on his bed in hospital to extend their political shell life. Little wonder then, as you recollect, while he was suffering and really fighting for his life, one of them took a document for him to sign in hospital. That's how callous these fellows are. So the family of Honorable Kyagulanyi, please accept our sympathies. For your son suffered humiliation at the hands of the same people. The world recollects so well, the nation recollects so well that when he left prison, the same noisemakers questioned how he left prison. I knew and I know they wanted him dead so that they can occupy his seat. I'm very sure they're happy now that he's dead. That's why even at his send-off, they buried him in humiliation. Honorable Kyagulanyi, wherever you are, may the Lord rest you in eternity, aware that your tormentors have never rested. Those same people that questioned why you left prison, they even accused me of negotiating for your release. The same people questioned your death and questioned your release at the same time. And then you wonder whether they use the same heads to say the same things. So Kyagulanyi's family, please understand where we are. And please accept our apology and our sympathies for what you are going through. Because for the last 4 years, somebody new who had taken your son to prison, who had imprisoned your son but never said it, and only waited for him to die to speak out. How interesting. So to Kyagulanyi's family, Mr. Kyagulanyi knew that myself and others are responsible for his imprisonment. But for a man who is transparent, who is open, never had the courage to speak out when Segenya was alive. And now he's coming up to yawn in front of cameras so that he can extend his political sell-by date. We are sorry, Segenya's family. Thirdly, I would like to sympathize with my brother, the Honorable Sowanyana. We witnessed what he went through yesterday. I assumed if Mr. Kyagulanyi had a gun, he would have shot Mr. Sowanyana, Honorable Sowanyana. Without an iota of power, if he can behave in that manner, assuming he has some power anywhere. And what you saw yesterday is exactly what MPs told me they went through when he was forcing them to sign documents. On gunpoint, almost. So, forcing the Honorable Sowanyana to say things he doesn't, to insist on certain things, so that he can also extend his political shell life. Very pitiable. Honorable Sowanyana, we understand your predicament. We are not angry with you. We can understand. You're also fighting for your political life. But probably what you need to understand is that there's life after Parliament. Do not reduce yourself to a beggar. Don't reduce yourself to somebody without a brain. But I'm here to extend my sympathies to you as well for what you went through, humiliation, so that the dear leader can be happy for the afternoon. We understand your problems. Fourth, I want to sympathize with all change-seeking forces, all Ugandans of goodwill who desire to see Uganda change. That unfortunately for me and you, what you saw is what we have. So it's up to you to go and check ourselves, between me and you, to check ourselves, aware that that's what we have for a potential leader. We are fighting to overcome the autocracy of General Museveni, and then we have a joker in his replacement. That's what we have. So please go and look at all these possibilities. Probably when we next have opportunity to meet, we educate ourselves on what needs to be done to put the cause of change and better Uganda to a new direction. But unfortunately, between me and you, that's what we have. Fifth, I feel obligated to also sympathize with the rank and file in the opposition. Some prefer to call foot soldiers. That's what you have for a leader. He will sacrifice you so that he can extend his shelf life in politics. So at the time when one of you, in the name of Eddie Mutwe, is arrested and detained illegally, and his arresters confess, so your leader is diverting us. Instead of pinning the people who have been arresting our people and detaining them illegally and constitutionally, so you have somebody who's supposed to lead the charge for freedom, diverting the cause of freedom. I want to assure you, please, now understand that you will be sacrificed by this same person, by this same joker, pretend to be your leader. So to you, foot soldiers, that's what you have for a leader. I hope you understand where you are. So cut your losses soon. That's what you have. Lastly, with my sympathies, Mr. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu was my president. and leader, I feel obligated also to sympathize with him. Namely, that the task you are given is so huge. I don't know how to rescue you. I tried. It was difficult to rescue you. Now I can see you even chained further. I don't know the amount of rescue we can undertake to rescue you from captivity. You are captured, you are stranded, you are clueless, you are directionless. I feel sorry for you, my brother. I don't know how to help you. But can I ask of you to seek help? It could be medical, it could be psychological, it could be physical. Please seek it before you lose yourself. Seek help. It's not late. I have no personal grievance with you. I want you alive. I want you sane. I want you able to take decisions. Please seek help. Because clearly, you have lost yourself. But the task you are given is so huge. Initially, you are given a task to bring me down. I think it's a huge task. I don't know how far you have gone in doing that. I want to assure you, I know you are watching me, that I am around. Whoever gave you that task of bringing me down is a huge task. And I can assure you, you will not manage it. But seek help before you go down the sewer. Otherwise, you are on the edge. You're on the cliff. I thought in the beginning I should extend those sympathies to those categories of people, including Mr. Kyagulanyi. So, that in the task given to Mr. Kyagulanyi, I am responsible for all the problems in this universe, including his reasoning capacity. You remember I told the world I registered the PPF. He's never come out to apologize for that lie. You remember I am responsible for his party not having a constitution. I'm the one responsible. For his party not having a clear method of work. I am responsible. I am responsible for his absence of a clear agenda. Now I'm also responsible for the arrest and the death of Kyagulanyi. So he has a huge task. That's why I'm asking of him to seek help. Because he looks a pitiable figure, even when he's speaking. I feel sorry for him because I worked with him and I thought he would improve. I thought he could be better with time. He's going down so fast. And that makes me feel so sad because he could make a contribution to our struggles. So seeing him going down the drain so fast, he speaks and then he looks like a village drunkard. You're like, is this the man I so much wanted to work with? Him. Seriously. I feel very, very sympathetic to him. I don't know. Whoever can help this young man, please do. Please try. Before he goes back where we picked him. So from me and to you citizens, we have this problem. Every time, yesterday the NRM began its process of restructuring its electoral system, its structures. And the leading opposition had a day off to divert Ugandans from what's going on. When General Mohoz confesses to the arrest of citizens and detaining them illegally, so you have a leading opposition party diverting Ugandans from demanding for justice. Then the question of the day we should ask, people have been asking, who is working for Museveni and diverting the opposition cause? Must we ask further? Who is helping Museveni to divert the opposition from the cause of change? I tabled the reforms before the opposition 2.5 years ago. They said no. Museveni tumwesobolera. Museveni is tabling his agenda, they're diverting the nation from the agenda. So I really feel sorry for our country, but I want to uplift, to lift the spirits of Ugandans who want to see change. That the change we need is not about Mr. Kyagulanyi and his cabal diverting us from seeking change. We need to collect ourselves first. We must collect ourselves, return to the agenda. Don't get intimidated by abuses and insults. I have been abused, insulted. My family abused and insulted for more than 2 years. We rise every day. My children go to school. I feed them. My family is alive like any other family. I don't think that Mr. Kyagulanyi's family has become any better. Probably he's gotten more wealthier. So I want to encourage you, please come out. Stop the cowardice because we fear to be abused. Everybody has been abused. His Majesty the Kabaka has been abused. The Navigator has been abused. The Katikkiro has been abused. The archbishops of Namirembe and Luaga have been abused. So what do you fear? So this is what we have. If you accept to surrender, this is what we have for a leader. So I want to invite all change-seeking forces to recollect yourselves. This is what we have. So this is the man who's supposed to lead us into a new Uganda. So, in a very long time, now idiocy has a permanent address. We need to correct ourselves and see a new direction. So I want to encourage us to stick to the issues and move on. Finally, to be able to settle some of these issues. Mr. Kyagulanyi, Mr. Sonya and his ilk, we shall meet in court. Probably they will help court and the families that are demanding for justice to go and tell court what they know. Because they seem to know a bit about what happened in Masaka. I think the best place for them to help the nation understand it better is court. So I wish them luck, but I want to encourage again Ugandans who want to see a new Uganda, not to give up, not to be diverted. We know the task Mr. Kyagulanyi was given, but I think some Ugandans were not so clear about it. I tried to encourage him to be strong. I failed. I was fought. Thankfully, I have some courage with me, not to really be diverted. Please rise, rise, and rise. Thank you.